Hello, it's another day with String Along. My name is Flo.
This is Jane.
Brandon.
What's up? This is Sandy, and welcome to String Along. In today's podcast episode, we will be talking about periods. I wanted to point out that this episode covers specifically cis women periods. And if you are a trans girl or woman and want to educate the viewers on how periods are like for you, please feel free to DM us, and that way we can have you on our future episodes.
And this is episode number 5.
How does it feel when you're on your period?
It's all pain. I get cramps, and then I feel like when I'm on my period, like a cat is scratching me from the inside, and it's just pain all around. And a lot of times I have headaches and my muscles are sore, and I'm just angry because I'm like hungry all the time and I'm craving for food, and then my food cravings are not satisfied, and it's just absolutely the worst.
Wait, are they not satisfied because you're not eating the food, or even though you eat the food you're craving, you still don't get that craving done?
That's a good question.
Yeah, even if I eat the food, it still doesn't satisfy my cravings.
That's
But
interesting.
you know what? Okay, this is just something that boys you should definitely know. I watched I even forgot that K-drama, Crash Landing. And I remember it was something that you got to buy at least something like a chocolate just in case. Because if a girl's hungry, like it would satisfy their sweet cravings. And apparently, if you eat something sweet, it helps in terms of just, it makes you feel better. So, boys, if you get sweets, chocolate specifically, you're already going to win her heart.
Tip number
100%.
1. How about you, Jane, though? How does it feel for you when you're in your period?
So I don't really get cramps. What happens?
Oh my god, lucky you.
Yeah. So I do get cramps, but it's like once or twice a year, and it's really bad.
Is that normal?
No. A lot of people have it every time, but I just have it like maybe once or twice. Usually, it doesn't. I'm always fine, but I'm definitely craving a lot of sweets, a lot of food. It's actually like more like an excuse for me to eat more sweets, since I'm like, it's okay, I'm on my period. I could eat another ice cream today, like to make myself feel better. But I definitely have back pains, and I get super moody like before. Not moody, but I get super emotional. So like I would like look at a puppy and I'd be like, oh, puppy. But that's what I know. I'm like, shit, it's coming, it's coming. But yeah, my cramps like really bad. Okay, so one time I was texting, so I was in the bathroom, and then on the way from my bathroom to my bed, my cramp was so bad I just like laid down on the floor. Like I couldn't make it to my bed. So I texted Flo. I was like, Flo, like I'm on the floor, like my cramp is so bad. And he thought I was outside just in like the middle of a street, like not being able to go home. So he's like, where are you? Like, should I go pick you up? I'm like, no, I'm home. I just couldn't make it to my bed. But yeah, mine is sometimes really bad.
She randomly texted me, I'm on the floor and I can't stand up. And so I was just like, she's on the street and she gets up, like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do? Like, so I started like panicking a little, but then it turns out she was at home. So I was like, oh shit, never mind.
In the guy's head, when you say you're on the floor, guys would be like, "Oh shoot, she fell, she hurt herself."
Yeah, and I'm like,
you got cramps,
bro.
Oh my god.
You know, did you guys know that people actually like throw up or even faint because of the pain?
I heard they faint. I haven't heard they.
I've never heard of people fainting. I've heard I've never heard throw up either. Educate me, guys.
That's interesting.
It's because your blood sugar is obviously low from losing all the blood. That's why girls have cravings, and that's why you feel faint if you don't have sugar in your body, since you're losing so much blood.
I feel kind
Tip
of
number
dumb
one,
not knowing that. Actually.
Get chocolate. Tip number 1, get chocolate. Boys, pack it not in the car, but pack it in your fridge.
Also, some people throw up because we have this feeling, when you're like hungover and your stomach feels weird, or even if you like need to go to the bathroom to poo, like you just feel really weird. That's how we feel sometimes. So like anything we eat, sometimes people throw it all up.
It's like
Shit.
feeling bloated, right? In a sense,
You
like
definitely feel bloated.
Hungover
Yeah.
part 2. Damn.
Yeah, so when I'm on a diet and then I think I'm bloated, I'm like, it better be period.
Exactly.
That's crazy, man. And speaking of pain tolerance, I know cramps is always gonna be painful, but on a scale of 1 to 10, because I know that I think women have higher pain tolerance than guys. On a scale of like 1 to 10, how bad for you guys? How bad is it?
I think for me personally, it depends on the day. Sometimes it's really bad. It's like a 8 or 9, and I'm just like laying in bed and I can't move. Um, some days it's like I don't even feel cramps. It just be like a scale of 2. Yeah, so it comes at random. We don't know when we're gonna get the cramps. That's why we always have like stuff like Advil and like to relieve the cramps and stuff, or like Midol from what I've been told.
So just
So
painkillers as a substitute, just in case.
Yeah.
I know Sandy just said that girls don't know when they're gonna get cramps and how bad it's gonna be or not. But I do have I do know there's a couple factors to your cramps, right? And I know that I've heard that caffeine is one of them, where apparently a lot of consumption of caffeine can actually make the cramp a lot worse for girls. I'm not
It's like
sure
a
if that's
reaction.
true. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's true, but that's what I've read according to a medical article.
Look at Flo, he's like, according to a medical article.
What's fun?
I looked it up for my future girl or something.
Maybe some people can actually get something out of that, right?
Number 2, don't give
Yeah.
girls caffeine. In terms of blood sugar and caffeine, I'm actually understanding.
I think people should be comfortable talking about periods, and
Right.
I'm a poor example of that right now because I'm not that comfortable talking about periods, especially because I don't want to sound stupid by asking a stupid question. But let's go ahead and then ask a so-called stupid question: How much blood comes out?
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm sorry. This is not. I don't really want to know. I just want. I just. I don't really want to know.
Bro,
believe-
I think it's a question that we should be
that was-
comfortable with.
That was a low blow, bro. Like that was a curveball, dude. I did not see that coming. I thought he was gonna ask something else. Oh my god.
Okay, ask the question that you thought I was gonna ask after. Okay.
I thought I was gonna see like, yeah. I mean, I thought it was like, something that deals with like tampons, pads.
Oh yeah.
But
Okay.
no,
We'll
but
go with that later.
answer
We'll go with that.
flows for no. We actually no. I think yours transitions well to mine. So
That's true. Yeah.
We do lose about 3 to 4 tablespoons of blood because we bleed throughout the whole week. Depending on each girl, we
sorry,
can
sorry.
bleed from 4 to like 7 days. And what guys don't realize is that we can't just turn it off like a faucet. We can't control when we bleed. It's not like holding in
I know,
pee,
I know
okay?
I know. Boys, we should know that. Come on, tip number 3. We should know that. Girls can't stop that. And if you don't mind me asking, like, when you guys first had your period, how was it? Like, what was your reaction? Like, oh my god, what what do you guys do? Because it must have been scary if you guys don't have to talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was educated with periods when I was 5th, 6th grade when I first started on my period. So I was actually prepared. Like I wasn't like embarrassed or anything. It actually happened in school. So that's when I was like, I don't know what to do. But when you first start, it's not like a lot of blood. It's not like 4 tablespoons. It's more like little like spots, but that's it. And it was like end of the day. So I just went home and I told my mom.
I see. Yeah, for me, I got my period in 8th grade. Like I already knew, like I kind of knew about periods. We had like sex education in the 6th grade. And like I was kind of prepared. Like I knew I was gonna get a period. I didn't know when because I was like a lot later than some of the girls. Some girls like have their periods like pretty early, which is I don't know if that's a good thing. Sometimes it just means they're growing up too fast. But yeah, I had mine in 8th grade. I kind of knew about periods, and then I pretty much had it when I was sleeping, and then I woke up. I was like, "Oh fuck! Well, there's my period." And then I just told my mom that I needed pads, and then she was like, "Okay, well, go get you some pads."
And this is not like to disown like, period or anything. It's the way of life. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
And this brings to my next question about pads, tampons, whatever you use to like stop the blood or to prevent it from showing. I know different girls prefer different like tampons, pads, because I'm pretty sure Flo and I don't know how tampons work. I mean, yeah, you shove it in, but
You know what? Actually,
okay.
before they answer that question, Bren,
Mm.
let's add what our initial thought of tampons and pads were for. How about we tell them that? How about we tell the people what we thought? I want to hear what you thought it was for.
Okay, I'm gonna be very honest. When I didn't know that there were pads for like down there, but I thought it was like cotton pads, like makeup pads. I didn't know like there was such a thing. No. Yes,
No,
yes, yes.
that's totally fine because
That's
it's obviously not a guy thing.
when people say pads, that's why I didn't know. And then pads, as in Pampers, stuff like that. I thought it's like for old people or like for babies. I didn't know that. And then tampon, I actually didn't know until I got into college. Actually, no, in high school, senior year, high school, junior year. But I didn't know how it works. I didn't ask because it was just too. I didn't know how to ask it.
It is an awkward topic to talk about, especially since it's not very openly discussed.
It
Yeah,
definitely is.
Flo, how can us guys be like, hey, so what's up, bro?
No,
So
no,
how?
and that's the reason why I wanted you to share your thought on what they were, because girls, girls, for them, girls, they know what it is, but they might have never heard what guys think of it in the first place. Because what I thought pads were for was just like, when girls pee, I thought girls use that just to um, stop the pee from leaking. I thought it was just for pee. Okay, that was what was
It's
it?
like
That was
a it's like a bottle of wine. The what do you call it? The cork. So
no,
when it
that's for
pees,
the
you
tampon.
want it to
No, no.
stop. And then
I'm talking about the pads, but the tampons. What I thought of, like the tampons, I thought it was for nose. I thought it was for nosebleeds.
You can actually use it for nosebleeds.
I mean, dude, that's what I thought of it. That's what I thought of it in the high school, and I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of guys that do think the exact same way Brendan and I think, right? I think it would be wrong to assume that they don't. But I mean, hey, to all the viewers out there, to all the guy viewers, let us know what you thought tampons and pads were for. But now let's hear it from both Jane and Sandy what those are actually used for. What it was.
don't be embarrassed. Don't be
Yeah.
embarrassed, guys. If you want to ask, just ask.
Do you guys
So-
know how pads work? Like where you put it, either
Yes.
your skin or underwear.
Oh, that was a very good question. I at first I didn't know, but I know. But let me ask Flo. Let's ask Flo because he looks lost.
Well, I'm assuming now, just from the logic, you just put in the underwear because I assumed wrong the first
Ooh,
time.
assume from the logic. Damn.
Yeah, so I had to go against what I initially believed. But I'm assuming you put it in your clothes or your underwear, right?
It's so funny because I saw it online a few days ago about a guy that had surgery like down there, and he had to wear pads, but then he didn't know how to wear it. So like, okay, it's called the wing, like the thing that's like on your pad. There's like a wing where you wrap around your underwear, but the guy put it on himself, like that sticky part, he put it on himself. And I just thought it was so funny how like guys actually don't know like how to use it and how uneducated they are on like pads and
Wait,
tampons.
that's probably something I would have done too, though, if
Yeah.
I had.
No shame.
It
Wait,
is what it is.
so that means that he stick it to the non absorbent part, huh?
Yeah.
And okay, asking about the stickiness, is it super sticky? Like how sticky is the pad thing against your?
It's pretty sticky, but it's definitely removable.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
No.
Just think
that's
of
a great
it
question.
like tape. Like it's kind of like tape. You stick it onto your clothes, it'll stick, right? And then you can just peel it off easily too.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that ruin your underwear though?
Does tape ruin your clothes? I don't think tape ruins your
Shit,
clothes.
I've never done that, so But I mean, yeah, that makes sense though. That makes sense.
I was gonna be an asshole and say, like, if you're that interested in pads, man, just buy something for yourself.
Damn,
I
son.
got you.
I'm
I got
kidding,
you,
Honestly,
though.
Brandon.
That's a great question. That was a great question, though.
mhm.
It's something to know.
Yeah, coming to that, it's like I don't think like say your significant other who's a woman or girl, like or just like your sister or your mom in general, like they need pads and they need you to run to the store to get them. Like honestly,
Mhm.
don't be ashamed to like buy pads because like
Right.
most people understand that it's for your sister or someone some girl in your life.
Question actually on that. Like,
Oh my
why do you
god. Oh,
why do you guys think you feel embarrassed when you buy pads or any
I
hygienic?
don't.
I actually
Oh,
don't.
you don't. Okay,
I actually
that's
don't.
good. What do you think guys in general get embarrassed though?
I think it's because they're not mature yet.
Ooh.
Because
Oh,
yeah,
Flo, tell them about the situation where, let's just say if a girl, like, her period comes and there was blood. Remember we had this conversation, Flo. Like, as a guy, it's our duty to just take off our shirt or do something
Mhm.
about it and just cover it up and
right. That
seal
was
it
yeah.
just to make sure that the girl feels safe. Boys, tip number maybe
3, I think.
3. All right, 3.
But yeah, drop everything you have. If you know someone's on their period and it's showing, drop whatever they have. Take off your shirt, rip it off, whatever it
Okay, not
is,
ripping off.
and
Oh
then
my god.
and then just wrap it around the woman
But
The waist.
or the girl. Yeah, the
I
waist.
don't know what if we feel like uncomfortable or like embarrassed, but I think for Pat it's definitely very understanding. I think at a certain like age
Mhm.
you understand that. But
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure when if I was young and if I was younger and I had to buy pads, I probably would not know what to do.
No,
Mm.
100%
I'd
agree
probably just
too.
be like, check out. That's it.
Did you guys know there's different types of pads?
I know there's a
There's
sports one.
yes, there's sports, there's maxi pads, there's regular pads, there's thin pads. So it's those different pad sizes and like types. They're just for like say you're on your heavy flows, which is like the first couple days. That's what you use the maxi pads for. And then like throughout the rest of the week, your blood starts like being less, and so you just use the thinner ones.
Hmm.
Because you're
Yeah.
not wasting your money in a sense too. Because
No, because like the thicker pads, they just feel like a little bit more uncomfortable. And like I know some girls they get the Indian rub or like what's it called? Like when things rub against your leg or something, it just like
Yeah.
Oh, the friction.
I would
Or
I would
whatever.
imagine that it would be comfy because it's like a pad, so like it's like a soft cushion for your thing.
Imagine you wearing a diaper right now. Do you think you'll be comfortable?
I've never worn a diaper, so I
I
mean,
think
I
diapers
probably
are
when I was
pretty
a baby.
comfortable.
I don't know. Yeah, it looks comfortable,
I
right?
think
Well,
but like
yeah.
some babies get like diaper rashes. That's what I mean.
Oh.
Like,
oh, that
and
is
for
very
girls,
true. That is
it's the
very
same
true.
thing. Some get rashes from wearing the pad.
Oh, dang.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, but I wanted to go back to when Brandon was talking about like offering a girl like something to cover over like whatever is like when she
Showing.
has a period
Yeah.
stain or something, you know.
Mhm.
And that for us is kind of embarrassing because it's like you see a little bit of red and you're like, oh shit, like this is kind of awkward, like.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it's for you to say that you are willing to offer a girl like something to cover her waist, like
Right.
that's really kind of you and very gentleman-like.
Because I remembered me and Flo were talking about it. We were like, yeah, what would we do? Like realistically, like
Mhm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure at first we would have been like, oh hell no, let's buy new pants. But like in the end, if it's like super bad, like
I mean, to me, I don't see anything wrong with showing some act of kindness. If I'm seeing someone like going on their period in the middle of the street and it's like, what am I gonna do? I'm not just gonna go ahead and laugh. That's the thing to do, and I think the majority of guys would do that. Um, unless they're bullies, like I don't see the reason why they wouldn't do that. So I think
Yeah.
it's a common sense kind of thing.
I wanted to ask this question to Jane. So does your period influence how you dress?
Yeah, I definitely don't wear white. Anything light color, I definitely do not in case I bleed. And I tend to, not even dresses. I think I wear like black pants or
Mm-hmm.
sweatpants or even like yoga pants where even if I did bleed out, it would still, it's black, so you can't really see.
Yeah, definitely. I
What
think for
about
me,
you?
it's like I can't. I also don't wear like dresses or skirts when I'm on my period because I fear that it's gonna leak down my legs. One time I did
Mhm,
wear a dress because I
mhm.
was taking grad photos, right? And then I was like, I could feel the leakage coming down, and I was like, oh shit! And
That's
then
the worst
I was telling the person who I was with, who was a guy, I was like, I think blood is coming down my legs.
feeling.
And he was like, oh shit, I don't have anything to like help you cover it up and stuff if that like it was going down. And I was like, ooh, it's fine. I just gotta sit down for a second and like, hope it's not running down my legs. Yeah, but definitely like when we're on our periods, we're a little bit more careful about what we wear that day.
Mhm. And it's crazy because girls, like, we know when we have a period, or like when it's like coming out, we like know.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
is it just like a nosebleed where you know that something's gonna come and then
Yeah, kind
yeah.
of like
Okay.
that. Hmm.
I mean, usually the week prior, you start to feel like a little bit sore, or you have muscle
Right,
sores,
right.
or you have headaches, and then you start to feel bloated. That's one of the bigger signs. I know like a lot of girls also have like tender breasts too, like sore breasts,
Mm.
and stuff. So those are all the signs. And when they start craving for things, it's definitely a big sign.
I have a question. So when you're in your period, does it also affect like your image of wanting to eat? Because you know how you feel. Because some girls, they're very let's just say when you're bloated, you feel kind of self-conscious, and then that prevents you from eating. Or are you guys just like, honestly, fuck this shit, I'm still gonna eat?
Great
Yeah,
question.
that's me. That's me. Even if I feel bloated, I'm like, oh, I know this is gonna go down after, so I'm just gonna eat whatever I want.
Yeah, true facts.
I don't
I
care how
think
I look or how I feel. It's like
Yeah.
more about how I feel in here. And if it's like, oh, this week is gonna be horrible, like we already know, so might as well eat more and try the next week to
yeah,
lose
true.
weight.
That's the crazy thing about emotions, man. Flo, I'm just like speaking from episode 2, man. Like, oh my god, that's crazy.
I
That
think it's
is
like when we're on your periods, obviously our hormones are like all over the
All
place.
over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to control our moods. Like we try not to like, you know, be angry or get upset with things, but it's just hard when your body is like changing and you're just like, "Oh my god, I'm just getting upset."
I mean, okay, so knowing all of this, I mean, this is kind of like, a lot of information for guys, I guess, especially those that have, less knowledge in that field. But what can, guys do to help girls during that period of time? What would be nice, for you to receive? What kind of help would be nice when you're dealing with your period?
From a friend, from a boyfriend, from a brother standpoint, like, yeah, we want your
Even from a
opinion.
father standpoint,
Nah. Fathers, I'm pretty sure they don't care, bro. 100%, bro.
But you need to understand those people that don't have moms. Like, I feel like it's
Oh
so
yeah,
important for
yeah.
dads to know how to
That's
deal
true.
with their daughter having their periods. Because I feel like it's so
Mm,
hard. Because, like, Sandy and I, we both went to our moms right as soon as we started having our periods. But, like, I'm sure, like, they wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah,
yeah,
So
yeah.
exactly.
I really think we should educate guys when they're younger in case maybe it'll help when you get married and you have a daughter.
Exactly. I think for when girls are on their period, honestly, get them food. Usually, girls are most like more hangry during their periods. And we love food. Like if we're already mad at you and you get us food, we're gonna have to talk to you because there's food in front of us and we want to eat it. So
I mean, you know what? I mean, for guys, we should definitely just have a Kit Kat laying around the house, or the apartment, just in case. Because I think, yeah, sweets does help. I've noticed
mhm.
a pattern.
Yeah.
it's funny that you bring up, bringing food and all that, but I feel like that's a tip for guys for just not when girls are on their period, but for whenever. I'm not sure, Brendan. I think you brought that up before too, right?
I think it's more of the fact that for guys, if you know your girl's on a period, I think just taking an initiative and just getting something, like even like a smoothie, like something that they would just not expect. I think that's what I was trying to say. Like, don't let them expect anything, but at the same time, try to do the unexpected. Just like buy chocolate, something like that. Or this is what I do. Like, if let's say we're gonna go get food, right? I would buy like a light snack or like a light drink to make sure that that person's not hungry just before, because it actually kind of helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think girls like it a lot when you do things unexpected for them. Like, for example, like girls like flowers, but we obviously don't want to tell you that we want flowers. We want you to do it yourself because that shows that you care about us. It's the same with food too. It's like, if you just bring us food, like we're pretty content with that. And I think for the significant others out there, you should try to keep track of your girl or your girlfriend's menstruation cycle. That way, when you know it's around that time of the month, you're able to understand why she's acting the way she does and why she's craving for all these things. Pro
I have
tip.
a boys defense. You know how we talked about the boys have nothing box? We can't really do that. We can't really keep track. We're terrible at keeping track. Like,
That means you don't care enough.
Yeah,
Ooh.
It's the same time in the month.
Doesn't
exactly.
it change
yeah,
sometimes?
I thought it
Sometimes,
changed.
but
Yeah, I thought it wasn't
Usually,
sometimes,
always.
but it's around the same.
so usually the cycle is like 1 month, which is like around 30 days, 30 to 35 days, depending on the person. Usually, if you've had your period for a long time, you should have it consistently. So there is actually period app trackers, which
Mhm.
tells you and like pretty much could guess like when your next period is going to be. So for those guys out there, like if you want to, score brownie points with your girl, keep track of her period, bring her food when her time is like when it's near that time of the month. Keep your girl happy.
I have a
Or
question.
it might not even be for a girl. It might be for you. Like at least you know when to be prepared if your girl is emotional.
That's true too.
Yeah. And also like menstruation period changes when you have lack of sleep or you
Mhm.
even work out too much, your period could get delayed.
Mhm.
So like I remember during finals week when I didn't sleep much, like I would not get my period. I would get it like a week after when I like have enough sleep.
Mhm. Yeah, sometimes for us it's kind of like sometimes we like getting the period because at least we know we're not pregnant or something like
Yeah.
even if you don't like have sex or
Mm.
whatever, like what if you're the next Virgin Mary, So
And so I have a question as well. It's are there any factors where a girl can actually skip a period, like a month, a complete month, for any sort of reasons? And then what are those reasons? What are those factors? You can just answer them.
yeah, that could definitely happen. It has happened to me before. Like obviously, when you don't get your period, you get worried because you're like, oh, there's something wrong with my body. That's why it's not acting the way it should be.
For Flo's question, if you're actually on birth control, you don't get periods,
Mm,
but not having periods is not healthy for your body. So what we do is we take 3 weeks of regular pills, and then the last week it's a placebo pills where when you're not taking the pill, you actually get your period.
mm-hmm.
Fun fact.
Wait, but do you guys know that it's a placebo pill, or you don't know? Is it
We do know
randomized?
it's
No.
a placebo.
Oh, you guys
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Oh,
It's for us to keep like taking the pill consistently.
Mhm. Yeah,
oh,
not to forget.
Yeah, yeah.
oh.
So if you are actually taking birth control pills, then your period is actually really regular because the 3 weeks, you're not gonna get your period, and then the placebo week, you're gonna get your period. Pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool. But yeah,
Interesting.
as Sandy said earlier too, if people are actually like sexually active, then they tend to get super happy when they are on their period because they know for sure they're like, oh, I'm not pregnant. And it might be a good news for the guy as well if they're not expecting to have any kids together yet. So
I mean, that's true though. Like I've heard so many stories of that, like how like it's actually a good thing for the girl to have her period because it actually, although it hurts, it's just like a good sign sometimes, most of the time.
For the guys out there, you know, when the girl or woman in your life, whether they're your mom, your sister, or your significant other, you know, just take care of them when they're on their time of the month. It gets a little bit more difficult for them. The cramps, they're painful, and it's just, you know, if they're feeling cramps, get them something warm. It helps with the cramps. Get them some Advil, bring them sweets, you know, just take care of them.
I remember my ex when I was on my period, he actually brought me like flowers, Advil, like cookies, sweets, and I definitely appreciated that so much because you know, guys don't have periods, so it's really hard to understand something that they don't have or go through. But he was actually like, I felt really appreciated that he was willing to make my day or my week feel better. And also, you guys need to understand that not everyone is moody or emotional or hangry or because let me tell you one thing. I'm on my period right now, and do I look moody?
No.
Ooh, exactly. So not
Look at Flo.
everyone's
He's like
moody.
smiling. He's like scratching his head.
He's like,
Flo.
that's why yesterday I was kidding.
Right. That's makes sense though, and hopefully, viewers, you've gotten a lot out of this. And if you do have questions, message us on Instagram, YouTube, and we're actually gonna release our Discord community group soon. Hopefully, we'll have a lot of people join us. Then you can directly message us, give us recommendations on what you want to hear.
But speaking on this podcast, also, guys, we're gonna do challenges, and throughout every episodes, we're also gonna do different challenges, and we would like to get your input. And we definitely appreciate you, the viewer, for helping us out in terms of just staying connected and just being there for us.
Yeah, thank you, viewers, for tuning in. It means a lot to us.
If you have anything that you want us to talk about, please let us know and we'll talk about it and give you a shout out.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We definitely appreciate this is String Along. We enjoyed your company, and we hope that you enjoyed ours.
Boom.
Bye.